everybody. It's 𝐆𝐔𝐘𝐒, your Rent Rave owned realtor and certified instructor with the company 101 Financial right here in our Valley of the Sun, making it my mission to assist you in moving out of renting and into homeownership. No matter your situation, I'm ready to be your personal finance coach and first-time homebuyer specialist. And as always, I have the lovely Miss Rose Short with us.
Hey, it's Rose, aka the Red Queen. I'm a realtor here in the Phoenix Valley as well. I'm also the CEO of Chronicle Luxury and a financial consultant. It is my mission to help you fire your boss, get rid of the 9 to 5, live the life you want, and live your dreams. So come down the rabbit hole with me.
So what we're going to talk about today, the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. What? That's insane.
I know, right? That is a statistic that I got from one of my groups, and I've been looking into it, and it is correct. The average millionaire has at least 7 streams of income. So that is the bare minimum. And look, if you're like us, you know that the one job lifestyle is dead. So most people have at least 2 jobs or a job and a side gig or something like that. So it's super important that we have multiple streams of incomes. And there's a various amount of reasons why it's important, right? You never know what's going to happen. Way back when you got, one job, you stuck with that job, and that was good, and you knew that was going to be your career. Nowadays, our generation goes through 7, 8, 9 careers in 10 years, right? It's a job, basically. You can get fired, you can get sick, you can get laid off. COVID, a lot of people got laid off. So you never know what's going to happen. So it's super important not only that we have more than one stream of income, but diversified streams of income, just like if you were doing an investment profile or anything like that.
Yeah, and it seems like the younger generations still aren't really taught all this stuff. I kind of feel like we're still being pushed to go to college and get that one really good job and stick with that job. Everything's supposed to be all good, but it really does seem like the days that we live in, especially what we've been going through, COVID and all these situations that we're not familiar with and the world's not really familiar with, and that the one job is not enough. But the problem is we're not being taught it still.
Yeah, I think we are seeing a shift because a lot of people, I'd say your generation, maybe not so much my generation, but definitely your generation and below, you know, they were getting a lot of slack the last couple of years about not giving 2-week notices or doing, the quiet quitting thing, which, whatever. And I think a lot of it is because the younger generations have said, to hell with this toxic work environment stuff. We were being punished when we gave 2-week notices. Originally, a 2-week notice was so, the business could replace you. And a lot of businesses are going, oh, you're giving the 2 weeks? Okay, well, you're fired. Or, finding ways to just get rid of people and not pay them, essentially. And so the whole 2-week notice theme became less of a respect theme and more of a, well, it's for the good of the company. And, the whole good of the company theme doesn't fly with our generation. Our generation's tired of being treated like crap and climbing up a corporate ladder just to make somebody else rich and get nothing in return for it, especially as corporations try to cut down on having to give 401ks, having to give health insurance, everything like that. So it makes sense. And so I think the shift is there. And that's why we're seeing, like my dad's generation, they never would have quit a job if they didn't already have something lined up. And we both experienced it with numerous friends who they've just got sick of the toxic work environment and they've quit. No backup plan.
Just kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, just said I'm done and I'm gonna, figure it out from there. But like imagine being able to say I'm done and knowing that you had 2, 3, 4 other streams of income still coming in. So yeah, things might get tight, but you're not completely out of income.
Yeah, that's really true. And if I was to quit my one job, I wouldn't want to move back into my parents' house or anything. So you want to get more creative. And I am happy to see that there is a rise on people becoming more conscious, and also like people like us making our little TikTok videos. And education is really important, and the best way to get it to the younger generation and even some older generation is online and through video sharing and things like that.
Yeah, the last 5 years, especially again with COVID and everything else, the industry of edutainment has taken it's just taken off, right? And digital marketing, which is one of the things that I do, is one of the top 5 highest paying jobs in the United States that you can go to school for it, or you can take one or two 15-day or 30-day courses and learn a bunch of these high ticket skills and be able to market yourself, depending on how much effort you put into it, of course.
Right. So, like, as the cost of living continues to rise and the economy is like fluctuating and interest rates rise, many of us or Americans find ourselves struggling to make ends meet basically on a daily basis. And it's pretty challenging, and it may feel daunting for people to think about achieving like a millionaire status. But I know from talking with you and things you've showed me that there are ways to get started in this that doesn't cost a lot of money out of pocket up front. So can you talk more
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, for sure. And we use the term millionaire obviously because that piques people's interest, but like really it's for me, it's not about becoming a millionaire. It's not about getting rich. It's just about having that comfort and being able to spend my time with my dogs. Like that is it. Those are my goals in life. And so, I've always been the type to work 2 or 3 jobs. And, in my 20s when I was doing that, people were like, oh my God, like, how do you do this? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, it's just what I have to do. And, now I'm in my 30s and like, I could probably still do that. But I'm getting to the point also of like, I don't want to be working 18 hours out of a 24-hour day at 2 different jobs. Like, I just don't. It's not that I've gotten lazy. It's just that, I'm getting older. I need more sleep. And again, if I'm working 18 hours a day at 2 different jobs, then I've got no time at home with my dogs. And so, there's this weird stigma about, even after COVID, there's still a weird stigma about earning money online. But it's really the same as if you've had 2 jobs. The difference is instead of killing yourself at 2 jobs, you're making money online. Maybe you're doing one job and making money online, or maybe, like a lot of affiliate marketers that I know, you're fully making money online. And why are you doing that? So you can work 2 hours in the morning and then have your day to do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah, that sounds like the dream.
Yeah. So there's various ways that you can go about it, right? A few of the easiest are blogs, YouTube channels, social media channels in general. TikTok's your jam, Instagram's my jam. I just got a $20 payout from Facebook earlier this week. Like, that was really nice.
Media.
Funnels and funnel building, running an email list, podcasts. Like, eventually, maybe we'll monetize this. Facebook groups are a great way to get knowledge out there, share your skills, and potentially, make sales. Like, I have a Facebook group. And I'm not actively trying to sell anything in it. I'm just giving case studies of my experiences in different social media or affiliate marketing programs. And then if you don't want to show your face with social media, you've got fan pages that you can do. You got theme pages you can do, community pages, any of these different platforms. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? So I always equate it to the job market itself. Like, not everyone wants to be a doctor. Not everyone wants to be a construction worker, right? Like, there's a vast amount of jobs for a reason because of what people are interested in. So not everyone wants to be a YouTube personality. Not everyone wants to do a podcast. Not everyone wants to do a blog. But that's the thing, is there's millions of jobs out there and there's thousands of ways online to make money. There's ways that I've looked at that I don't do. One was really complicated, at least to me. But there are people who do get paid to basically, they go into like stream or like Twitch. They'll find gaming videos on YouTube. They'll create a link in this one program. They'll put it on the Discord or in the discussion group. And if somebody clicks on that link, they get paid. Right? So there's so many different ways you can do it. And the ways that I do it are just the ones that talk to me, that speak to me, that I like doing. I like creating content, even if you have to deal with trolls. I like blogging. It's kind of fun. You get to just, I kind of use it as like a journal / sometimes a little like venting session, or just sharing cute stories about my dogs, right? Like, there's so many different ways. And so with all of these things, like specifically that I do, so again, blog, YouTube, social media, my email list, my funnel, and the podcast. If you go to my YouTube channel It points you back to my blog. It points you back to one of my funnels, points you to the podcast, right? So you can use these different channels to point to other channels, which are all just pointing to me, right? And that eventually points to the programs that I support and I talk about. So signing up with Medium, or signing up with the Passive Accelerator program, signing up with the Profit Machine. Like, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And the nice thing about having different programs that I like, that I've been through, that I support, is while some people look at it and go, why are you like doing all these different programs? I've gone through programs that I don't promote because I didn't like them. Now, I could still promote them because they might still work for other people and I could still make money from them. There's going to be people that like the Profit Machine, and there's going to be people that don't. There's going to be people who want to do the YouTube faceless. There's going to be people that don't. And so having a myriad of programs for people just helps solve those pain points. And that's really what it's about, is solving those pain points with, whatever program I think would be a good fit. Or if none of the programs that I've been through I think will be a good fit, I'll flat out tell them that.
Yes, you will.
Because I'm not here to take people's money. I'm here to help them.
Yes.
And I had to laugh on Facebook because I get 10 messages a day from people doing Facebook organic who are being taught by, I swear, the same coaches and being told the same script. And, this girl had reached out to me a few months ago, and she asked me a question and I stopped responding, because it's a question that I always stop responding to, because as soon as they ask it, I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing. And like, I can probably figure out who their coach is. Like, it's that scripty. And so she popped back up again. She did it again. She's like, so if I may know, like, what challenge are you currently facing that's stopping you from hitting your goal? And I was like, I really hate that question. And she was like, why? Do you not have any challenges? And I was like, no, everyone has challenges and every business has challenges. But that question tells me that you have no interest in gaining a genuine relationship or conversation with me. All you're trying to do is sell me. And you're doing this because y'all are being taught by the same crappy mentors.
Yeah,
She hasn't responded.
That's good. No one wants to be like sold to, but it does make me glad. And I've noticed that there are many ways to make money online. And like you said, that it really depends on the person's personal circumstance or like what they're into, which is great. You got me onto the email, like sending emails, something as simple as that. And I don't have to show my face. I do enjoy showing my face and making my TikToks, but you got me started on the email sending. It's super simple. And I actually noticed today, I checked my account and it's already at like $56, like making. So, and again, it's something simple, just sending emails and getting people to click on your links. And there's plenty of cash to be made in this market, especially now, because a lot of people are turning online, and there's plenty of people out there that just need to give it a try, and we can all reap the benefits of this new wave of income.
Yeah, I think in the online space specifically, like I said, like there's many ways to build, those 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, how many you want, streams of income. But what I do see a lot of is misleading information. A lot of people are like, oh, this is a scam. And it's not. Every program works for everybody, like I said. And a lot of people assume that passive means free. And like, I hate free income. Like, I adamantly hate free income. Like, do not pay me for doing nothing. Like,
don't be a trust fund baby.
Exactly. Like, I'm not for it, but I do like passive income. And the difference is you work your ass off in the beginning. And then once your systems are in place and things get easier, yes, you're making passive income, but that's not free. You've already paid your due.
Yes, it is really, really hard work, and you just can't give up early, because I see that's where a lot of people fail. I mean, some days you do feel you want to give up, but if you don't, then you'll just be glad later that you didn't. Why bust your ass at your 9 to 5, 7 days a week, when you can just bust your ass for 5, 10 years and then be comfortable after that.
Yeah. Yeah, if that. I mean, you always see the success stories of like the marketers that made it within 3 months, and like they do exist. But realistically, you're looking at 2 to 4 years. But that's why we always joke about the 3 month death date with the online space, is a lot of people will try something online for 3 months and then it doesn't work because they had unrealistic expectations, and or they were listening to the wrong coaches and doing the wrong thing. Like for me, like I don't care how much the coach costs. If they're coaching Facebook organic, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to slide into anybody's DMs and cold pitch them. It's not my thing. So I won't do it. And I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong, is because so many coaches use the term, and I hate this term. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Be coachable. And anytime I hear that term, I automatically like red flag, guards go up. I'm just like, ugh, because it's been used so much to just mean like do everything I tell you to do exactly the way I tell you to do it, without taking into account like person's personality or their strengths, their weaknesses. Because if someone's strength is short form video content, I'm not going to tell them, oh, you have to blog. Like that doesn't make sense, or if they're like amazing copywriters, but they don't want to talk about themselves, probably email marketing, like don't blog. So there's just so much bad information, disinformation, and unrealistic expectations that are put forth in this space as just a like catchy, like, hey, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me kind of thing. And so you do have to kind of go into it with a little bit of skepticism. But most of the people who are saying stuff is a scam is people who have tried it, got really bad advice, didn't make the money instantly. And like even with the email marketing that you're talking about that I turned you on to, there's people there who like are frustrated and don't get it. And it's very simple. All you have to do is watch the trainings. And I had like a 5-hour conversation with someone just trying to make them understand that like their referral link and their commission link were two different things. Because they weren't listening. And it's people like that it's if you're not going to put in the time, if you're not going to put in the effort, if you just assume that you're going to buy this program and you're going to make money, it's not going to happen.
Right. You want to avoid that shiny object syndrome.
Yes, exactly.
Get distracted by like the new opportunities and then those get rich quick schemes. But I completely agree. If our audience that's listening stays focused on their core strengths and avoid spreading themselves too thin, they could improve on like one source of income as much as possible at a time. That's my take on it, and that's how my brain works. I'm not like you and can have like 10 things going on once and have everything straightforward and like I love you for it and you're incredible. But me, I'm more of like get good at one thing at a time and watch it grow like that.
Yeah. And that's great, right? And that's the thing, is so many people like they come home and they're like, oh, I'm tired when I get off work. Like, okay, but then you're binging Netflix for 3 hours. Like just binge for 2 hours, spend 1 hour learning something, or 1 hour content creating, or like it's all about prioritization. And a lot of people use that excuse of, oh, well, I'm too tired when I get home. Okay, but what happens on the day that your job decides they don't need you? Because I've been there. And thankfully I had a 401k to fall back on. But there's so many things. Like, what if you get sick, and like what if you get injured and physically cannot go to work? Assuming that it's something that is somebody else's fault, and like you can sue them or whatever and be fine, that's still going to be a year or two litigation. It could take forever. So you have to have something to fall back on. And that's what I think a lot of people just don't understand, is it's just easier to be like, oh, I hate my job, my boss is a dick, but it pays the bills, and when I get home I can just tune out. I was like, okay, sure, but if your boss is a dick and you hate your job, why don't you use your spare time or your time at home to build your business and then fire your boss? Exactly. It's a great feeling when you fire your boss.
I completely agree. And I would much rather have my own business income to fall back on compared to like government help or things of that nature. If something did happen and I was able to qualify for that kind of thing, like that's not me and not something I want to do. But I do come home from working a full-time job exhausted, but it does make a difference just putting 1 hour to invest in yourself and in your businesses can go a super long way, or cutting back on Netflix 1 or 2 times a week. Even like you don't have to do anything crazy and you don't have to kill yourself over it either.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like your budgeting tips, right? Like start small. It's the same thing, you know. If you can't do an hour, do 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or like join my Facebook group and message me. You know,
Yes,
we can do a
exactly.
10-minute call of like, hey, like what are your goals? We're like, okay, you know what, like there's so many different ways you can go about it. And I think a lot of people are scared because they're scared to fail. And I get that. When I first started building these different streams of income, like I didn't want my family to know because I didn't want to have that conversation. You know, I saw a meme or quote that put it really, really well.
Mhm.
And it was something along the lines of, I'm from a family of black sheep, but I'm the scapegoat.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, because I'm not the odd one out for my family. We're all kind of odd, but I'm definitely the one that they like to talk shit about when they think I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to put this out there. And then I started actually making money with it. And I was like, oh, now I don't care.
Exactly. I was the same way, dude. Like making my TikToks and the Instagram reels, like it was tough at first and it feels scary and a little embarrassing. And you're like, what are they gonna think? And blah 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 blah. And your like mind's just racing. But yeah, as soon as like you see that you're making money or even just getting comments or messages like, wow, great stuff, like thank you, or I didn't know that, like it's so rewarding in the end. And after a little while, you just completely shut off that anxiety and post whatever you want to post. And because you like it and you're making a difference either way.
Yep, exactly. And again, if you know you don't want to put yourself out there like in video format, there's so many other ways that you can make money online. Like you don't have to be the talking head on Instagram or on TikTok or whatever it is. Like I mean, fan pages with affiliate links are crazy, right? So we see it a lot in travel. Travel is actually one that's blowing up right now, where people go to Pixel and they find travel videos or shorts or whatever, and they put them to their Instagram, and whatever the link is in the Instagram profile is an affiliate link. And so people click on it, buy whatever, you get paid. You're not showing your face. You're not even making your own content at that point. And
Yeah.
people are making money doing this, right? And then if you put the ad reel bonus on top of that, then you're making money from Instagram as well.
Yeah, that opens so many doors. You can travel more, you can do so many things that you never thought possible you'd be able to do. And you're not held back from that 9 to 5 anymore. And who wouldn't want that for themselves? I think that's showing a lot of love towards oneself when they
Yeah,
do this.
I agree. I will say when you first start building out your business or start building your side hustle or whatever it is, you do kind of have to treat it like a 9 to 5 because that's kind of like there's a quote that I had in mind and now I can't think of it, but like there were a lot of people who are now on Etsy and whatnot who are like, yeah, like I didn't really start making money until I started treating my craft as a business, right? Until they started taking it seriously, essentially.
Yep.
And that's kind of how it is. Like, even if you're just calling it a side hustle, if you're like, oh, well, I'm going to blog, it'll be my side hustle, it's my long game, that's fine. But you still have to build that consistency. You still have to like build that discipline in yourself. So you still kind of have to treat it like a 9 to 5. And that's the other reason a lot of people fail is they treat it like a side hustle, which is why I don't like calling them side hustles because like having a side piece. It's like, I can call them or not, like whatever. It's the same thing if you call it a side hustle, right? Like treat it like any other job that you would have to show up for and just realize that the payoff is coming down the line. It's not going to come automatically. So for
Yeah.
me, I spent a year with my business averaging 50 cents a day.
Hey, it's
Now I'm averaging $20 a day.
that's awesome.
And hopefully next month I'm averaging $30 a day. And I'm building up to, what my goal is for me to retire my mom and to do the things I want to do with my dogs. Like, that's it. If it scales past that, awesome. If it doesn't, that's okay. Like, treat it like supplemental income, not replacing your income. And then as it grows, it'll eventually get to the point that you can replace your 9 to 5 income. But if you start out with the intention of, okay, I'm going to do this so I can quit my job in 3 months, you're probably going to be disappointed.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Trust me, I got into real estate that way. I was like, I'm getting my real estate license. I'm gonna make all this money. And I quit my 9 to 5 for about a year. Thank God for 101 financial because I know how to manage my money, and I was grinding real estate, but that definitely is a 2 to 5 year plan, especially in this market that we're in. That could maybe even double it.
Yeah. Well,
No.
it's similar to online marketing too. Like, how much money do you have to put in to pay for play, or to buy leads? Or, like I said, if you've got $10,000 sitting in your account right now, you can easily sign up for one of the programs I do. Sign up for a lead gen program that is going to cost you $1,000 a week, and you know what? You're probably going to start making pretty good money pretty quickly. But if you don't have that $10,000, you're going to be getting traffic organically, and it takes a lot longer. And it's the same with real estate.
Yeah, exactly. I think people should always take calculated risks and never invest more than they can afford to lose. Especially like if you do have the capital, but like you said, there is a lot of scams out there, and you really want to do your research before you just jump into these programs. So my suggestion would be to start with the almost free versions of things
Yeah.
and find out what vibes with you and what you can be good at and what you will put in that time and consistency with before you start dropping any kind of money, hard-earned money onto marketing programs and play for play.
Yeah. I've talked to numerous people who are like, yeah, I spent $20,000 and I've made 100. It's like,
Yikes.
yeah. I mean, it's because unfortunately, for again, a lot of marketers aren't looking at how can they help the person. They're looking at how can I close this sale. And it's such a weird position to be in because you want to celebrate your wins and you want to like put it out there, so that people see that you're not full of shit and you're actually making money in affiliate marketing. But then it almost feels slimy too, of being like, oh, I closed this high ticket sale today and I made $1,000. But like that's how organic works. And so it's just a weird position to be in. But there's a way to do it that isn't just cringe.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of the high ticket closers, you get on the phone with them and they don't care what your position is. All they care about is getting that sale. And I think I've talked about it on this podcast before, but I was on a call for a coach and he had a team of high ticket sales closers working for him. And the guy was literally asking me what my mortgage was, what kind of credit cards I had, what the limit on them was, and all this other information. And I was like, this is none of your business.
Right.
Why are you asking this? And he's like, oh, well, sometimes people just, they need us to help them be creative with how to afford this. And I was like, oh, so you're going to tell me what I can afford? No, that's not how this works. And I get where he was going with it. I get his point, but I'm not the right person to pull that crap on.
Exactly. Yep. You gotta find what works for you.
Yeah. But had I listened to him, I would have, figured out a way to pay $10,000 for his coaching that I probably didn't need.
Right. And not get much out of it. Which stinks, but it happens. It's part of the process, guys. Like you're not gonna win every time or every first time you try something. And
Yeah.
I guess that's what makes a lot of people quit because they don't like the feeling of failing or feels like a mistake, but you got to take it as a learning experience and try something different And if that works, awesome. If not, just you don't want to give up.
Yeah, because like, when it comes to social media, like I love content creation, but like we've talked about, but I know that I could have a better reach if I actually paid attention to a lot more of the stuff. I have a really good mentor that, you know, not gonna lie, if you're starting out, he's not cheap, but he's worth every penny. And periodically, like we'll get together and we'll do content reviews, and he'll go through my profile, he'll go through my shorts and be like, okay, well, this is what I'm seeing. Like maybe try this, or like, hey, this hashtag worked really well for me, or this keyword, since Instagram's not big on hashtags right anymore. He'd be like, yeah, hey, try this SEO change, and it usually works, and that's on me. Like I know the resources I need to go to figure out how to get better reach on my shorts. I just haven't put in the work.
Yep, that hurts your responsibility.
Yes, exactly. And again, that's where I think there's a lot of misinformation with the online space. With the right information, with the right tools, and the right mindset, you can easily build those different streams of income. And it's so important because, again, the key word is build. It's so, so important to start early because it's a 2, 5, 10 year, long game. It's not going to be an overnight thing. I mean, there are those overnight success stories, but 90% of the ones you see on social media are complete BS. Like the two people whose videos actually caught my attention and got me looking into affiliate marketing, they're not even doing it anymore. And they were two who were like, oh, I turned a $7 investment into $10,000 a month. And like now they're just gone. They're not even in the space because they weren't being honest with their audience. Like they weren't making that money, but it was working to get leads. But the leads finally figured out that they were full of it.
Attractive like an OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, unfortunately, there's a lot of that in this space, and because there's a lot of copy and paste, and like copy and paste has or done for you, even like it has its place, but you're not going to be successful that way. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn. So I was like, oh, this is great. Like they've got their emails done. I'll just copy them into my autoresponder. And then I got to the point that I was like, if I copy another fucking email swipe, I'm going to like pull my hair out. Like I'm not doing this anymore. And that's when I started writing my own emails and actually sharing my story with my subscribers and noticing better open rate. Like not even click rate per se, but like my emails were actually getting opened because it was me. It wasn't me like selling somebody else's program with their emails. It was me being like, hey, this happened today. Guess what? I got monetized. You can too. Like, and now to the point that my autoresponder is just me sharing my journey because it's fine that I don't have 100 emails. Well, actually, I've got over 100 emails, but like I don't have to have 3 months worth scheduled in advance. It's been to the point that I'm like, okay, yeah, I can just share my story as it happens. And my key subscribers are there and will follow it. And if a new program that I actually do like comes up, I can share that with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I find it when I got started in content creation and things like that, I was also trying to copy other content creators because I like their stuff and thought it would be good doing it that way. But I find that just being authentic really does make a difference and get people more engaged because people love people and people want to relate to other people. They don't want to just follow that fake, shiny object or person.
Yeah.
They like that raw.
Yeah, you're 10% selling whatever you're selling, but you're 90% selling yourself. And I laugh but feel bad at the same time for the marketers who they'll pop up on the Facebook groups, whatever, and they'll be like, hey, here's my account, follow me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're hurting yourself because it's the same with Medium, right? Like when I got monetized, I'm suddenly getting claps, but not actual reads because people are engaging so that I'll go engage on their stuff. And it's the same thing with social media. If you've got a bunch of followers or even email lists, if you got a bunch of followers who aren't engaging, who aren't commenting, who aren't doing anything, you're actually hurting your algorithm. And if you're a marketer as well, the whole point of getting followers is to get potential clients. So why are you sharing your link with a bunch of other marketers who are doing the same thing you're doing? It doesn't make sense, but a lot of them do it.
Yeah.
And then they'll complain about not getting any real leads, and it's like, well, you're just reaching out to other marketers.
That's when like reaching out to your tribe, like Brooks Mastermeyer always says,
Yes.
attract your tribe. It makes things a whole lot easier for you. It makes the conversations a lot smoother, and it just makes the experience of monetizing online a whole lot better because you have engagement with real people and real raw conversations, and you are going to get the trolls and the nasty comments, get them all the time, but you just kind of delete them, push them aside, get them out of your mind and move forward, as you know what you're doing and you believe in what you're doing, so why stop that because of one thing somebody says or a family member says.
Yeah, I don't even delete them. I just respond back with something really positive just to make them mad.
I do that too sometimes.
I used to delete them, and then I read something that said that like that screws up your algorithm too, so I stopped. You know, if you worry too much about the algorithm, you'll drive yourself nuts like that too. And like here's the thing, right? If you're gonna build an income stream using social media, which again, I absolutely recommend that you do. It's a really easy way to do it. There's very simple tricks that people apparently don't know. So here it is. Right? Here's the bread and butter of how you make it in social media.
Okay.
15 minutes before you post either a reel or a post, I wouldn't say story necessarily, but a reel or a post on any social media platform. Go through whatever your feed is and like and comment on other people's stuff. Because the algorithm really likes people that are active on the app. That is the main purpose of the app, is that people are on it looking at it. That's why, like, oh, I was doom scrolling TikTok for 3 hours. It's designed for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if your profile is never engaging and you're just posting and hoping people see it, the algorithm's going, well, you don't engage, so why would I help others engage with your stuff? So it's that simple. Make sure you're engaging with other profiles before, and I would even say after you post, just to keep it out there. But be careful that you don't go down the rabbit hole of doom scrolling.
I do that all the time.
Right? But Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok are the main three for that. Like, you've got to do it. YouTube, not so much. YouTube's more about SEO, and even comments on YouTube. Like, if you get them, it will see if you respond to them or whatnot. It's not as big a deal if you don't, that one. But I would still, respond to the comments. Again, at least like, you have a good day too if it's a terrible comment. Blogging, like you said, Jess, Medium is a great blogging source. I used to blog on Vocal, which also pays for reads. The problem with Vocal is you have to submit it to them and they will approve or deny it. And sometimes when they would approve it, they would mess up my editing. Not saying that Vocal's terrible, like it still works for some people. It's still another way you can get paid for blogging. But I do like Medium better because there's not that gatekeeping aspect. But again, there's fake engagement going on Medium because there's people going and just clapping one or two claps instead of 50, which you can do, like 50 is the max. And they're not actually reading it, which means you're not actually getting any credit for it. So that kind of sucks. But that's the exact same thing as posting on social media and expecting a lot of engagement without giving a lot of engagement. So it's the same principle.
If you want engagement, it makes sense that you should engage as well.
Yeah. And that's why like follow for follow is such a bad thing, because again, like you're going to end up with a whole follower list of people who are doing the same thing you're doing. And, it sounds great in the beginning, and then it's just bad. And I see it a lot on Facebook too, and it just takes you down this rabbit hole of all of a sudden your feed's full of stuff like you don't want. Because on a whim one night, I was like, oh, well, like this person's profile looks cool. They're doing a follow for follow. Sure, I'll go through. And then I spent 3 days unfollowing a bunch of very religious people. That like, I was like, okay, yeah, never again.
Yeah, it's good to look up people, content creators with things that you're interested in. So I have like ravers and music and animals, everything that I love in my feeds and on my
Yeah.
medium and things like that, like things that actually interest me. I'll read and I'll watch on and engage on, because then I feel like that kind of might help the algorithm, especially it'll pull people that are also interested in the same things I'm interested in to my content, and that makes it a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, it just cracks me up how like for some of us it's common sense and for others like I don't know, it's just very one-sided, I guess.
Yeah, and it's not for everybody.
No, for sure. But again, that's why there's, millions of jobs out there, and that's why there's thousands, if not millions, of ways to make money online.
Some people are okay with just sticking to their 1 to 3 jobs, like physical jobs, compared to others that want to have multiple online streams and sit at their computer and they can stare at it all day. But others can't do that, and that's cool.
Well, I can't. I do not want to be on the computer all day at all. And that's why it's so funny that I make money in the online space. But like, again, I maybe do 2 hours of work on the computer a day. And, most of my content creation goes through my phone, and I can do that in an hour for all my accounts. Like,
And
it's super
anywhere.
easy. Yeah, exactly. You can do it anywhere. And B-roll. Like, I don't know why more people don't just B-roll stuff. Like, if you're out and about, just get video of stuff because you never know when it's going to come in handy.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many videos right now blowing up on all the social media channels of literally just like a person walking in a field, but they've got the right text and the right sound, and they're getting millions of views. Like, you don't have to overthink your content.
I did that a lot in the beginning, but now I'm just like cruising with my content. Makes me a lot
Yeah.
less stressed out, and I still love it, and other people like it. So,
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, if content creating makes you physically ill, it's probably not for you. Like, it shouldn't be a stressful thing. It should just come from your soul. And it should just be something that, like, oh, this is a good idea. I should do this real fast. Like,
and don't hark on people that do enjoy doing it, because I get so much like negative backlash about it, and it's just exhausting.
yeah.
Like, if it's not for you, if talk shit on the influencers and whatnot, honestly though, these influencers may be in a lot better position than you are, so I don't really think you have much leeway to say things, and that's gonna come off really rudely, but I'm sorry, it's just how I feel. But yeah, just no hate here. I don't
Yeah.
have any hate here for whatever anybody's into, and we're gonna do what we want to do and what makes us happy, and whatever's gonna put us in a position where we're comfortable in the future and can do things for our family members, retiring our parents early and buying whatever it is that we want in our future.
Yeah. I did a short one day. Um, that was like, said something about like editing a video for my boss or doing a video for my boss, but my boss is me kind of thing. Like, I don't even remember. And this guy commented on it and was like, I hope your boss doesn't fire you when they look at how over edited this video is. And I was like, I, uh, I can't even wrap my head around what?
And what's the point?
Yeah. So I just responded back and I was like, that's an interesting take. But, I mean, it's people who are unhappy, and the anonymity of the internet gives them, they think, free reign just to say whatever they want. Or it's people who weren't allowed to say what they wanted as kids. I think that's a lot of it. And they're using the internet as a way to be like, oh, well, you have to listen to me because it's here in writing. And it's sad, but it unfortunately comes with the territory.
And I don't want this to like stop or scare people from trying it, because we've had success in this personally, and it can do a lot of good for others, and that's why we want to share it.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if you've been trolled, you're legit. Kind of like on Facebook right now, like if there's somebody copying your profile, it means you're legit.
That's happened
It's
to
the same
me.
kind of thing. Take it as a win.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's sexy.
So it's sexy, it's very sexy. But the great thing is, again, like the haters drive the algorithm because they're at least engaging. And then that helps the people who actually you want to speak to see your stuff. And then it slowly becomes 98% supporters and then 2% stupid troll comments.
Yep, exactly. And usually the good stuff outweighs the bad, so that is a very good driving factor. Like I love when people ask questions and want to know more and want to jump on a free private consultation. Like that just fuels me because I know I'm working in the right direction and getting that message out there.
Yeah. And if the comments get too much, turn comments off.
Mm-hmm.
You can post and, instead of like comment below, just be like, hey, if you're interested, message me. Because it's very rare that someone's going to hate message you. They'll hate comment, but they're not going to hate message generally. Of course, I've said that. I'm probably going to get one within the next week. But, there's nothing wrong with turning comments off. Yeah, it might damage your outreach for a little bit, but if that's what it takes to keep your peace of mind, do it. This is one of my other favorite troll comments I ever got. I did a video about the important thing isn't the money, the important thing is helping other people. And he said, no, the important thing is me and my mental health. This is stupid. That's I'm the only thing that matters, basically. And I was like, so you're commenting that mental health is important above everything on a stranger's profile when you have no idea what my mental health is.
And you called me stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I laughed it off. I think after that, because like that was one of 3 accounts that got trolled that week. I did turn comments off on all of my, and I did a video on how to like turn comments off or edit so that certain words wouldn't be allowed. And that video got so much hate that it had like 100,000 views. It was great. It was all people hate watching it, but I'm like, you know what? Bet, fine.
Yeah. You got the exposure you needed to get
exactly.
Yeah, take care of your mental health though. If you are getting started in content creation, always like if you are not feeling good, do what you need to do, step away from it, turn off the comments, whatever it is, because it's important, especially in the beginning getting started. It's not easy, but once you get over that hump and you are actually helping people that you want to help and people are actually appreciative, it's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, getting that email from a friend that was like, oh my God, I just got a $320 payout. I was like, yes, this is what it's about. Like, this is why I do what I do.
I love it. Thank you.
No worries. But yeah, so that's the thing. And again, working 3 jobs now might be fine for you because you might be 21 and you think you're bulletproof. I got to a point where I realized I didn't want to be working 3 jobs when I was 70. And I worked with people in warehouses who were 60, 70, and they still had 2 jobs. And, bless them, they were still mobile. They were fine. And I have mad respect for them. But I didn't want that to be me. And so, if you don't want that to be you, you got to start thinking now about how can I make money without killing myself. Warren Buffett is a very big name. He's the head of Keller Williams. And he said, and a lot of affiliate marketers use this quote a lot, if you're not learning how to make money in your sleep, you're going to work until you die. And it's true.
Yep, the cost of living keeps going up.
Yep. And it will continue to go up. Like at this point, 2 jobs isn't really a poor man's game. It's a necessity. And how long is it before it's 3 jobs? That's not a reality I want to live in. So
nope.
Start looking into ways to, on a low impact on your body, start building those streams of income so that when you're 40, 50, 60 and you're tired, and you don't want to be making somebody else rich, you got yourself situated.
Yep. Take an hour after work to doom scroll the good stuff, like what type of ways you can make money online, but always avoid making financial decisions when you're emotional and sleepy, and make sure you sleep on before you make a decision, like a couple of days or weeks, especially if you're going to spend some money on it.
Yep. And be prepared to say no. You're gonna get people putting pressure on you. If you reach out to any of the affiliate marketing groups, you're gonna get so many comments and you're gonna get a lot of people putting pressure on you to, buy my program now. Don't wait. Don't do it. If you're interested in talking with me and learning a little bit more about the different channels that I have and how I built them with the least amount of spend, I will drop the link to my Facebook group as well as a couple other channels underneath this video, you guys can jump into the Facebook group and ask me questions or message me on Facebook, whatever it is, and we can talk. You know, the whole point of my group is that I want to help you guys build these extra income streams with the least amount of stress and the least amount of financial spend possible. So,
yeah, no pressure.
no pressure. No pressure at all. All right, guys, kind of piggybacking off of this episode, we're going to go a little bit deeper next week with Miss Jessica about getting out of your comfort zone.
Ooh, scary but sexy.
Scary but sexy. Hey, that's how my ex-boyfriends describe me. Actually, that's how my current one describes me. Oh, love it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching or listening, depending on what platform you are catching this on.
Hope to see you next week.
Yes, stay sexy.